Hi everyone, it's Margaret here with 60andMe. 60andMe is a community of women who are pushing back on aging stereotypes and aging beautifully and still love to play with makeup and fashion and beauty. And I do product reviews and tutorials now and again to share with you new products that I've discovered and also just to kind of reignite a passion for you in makeup and beauty and just having fun with it. There's nothing that makeup or skincare really is going to do to change the beautiful wrinkles and changes that have happened in your face and body, but it's time to have fun. This is our time of life, and I'm looking forward to sharing this video with you today. Now, over the years, I've gathered a big selection of makeup. I really do enjoy collecting it and trying new things, and I've always kind of looked to the high-end products as being my goal. Like I should always look for the best and try to try out the high-end products. And I have spent a lot of my money on wonderful products that I enjoy. But today I wanted to go over with you some options. Now, a lot of women like me in our community are on a budget, and we try very hard to spend our money wisely on things that are important to us. Now, some people prioritize skincare and beauty products, and that's great. And like I said, I have a lot myself that I have bought over the years, but I wanted to go today through some drugstore brands and do a look that's a daytime, anytime look, using products that are all from the drugstore. Now, when I say drugstore, in the States, of course, you've got Walgreens and let's see, Ulta, CVS, I think it is, but there's a lot of them. And there's the dollar stores who are now making lines of beautiful makeup products. So I wanted to share today the products I'm going to use are all from the drugstore and under $5 or $10 per item. And then I'll just show you as I go through each part of it the high-end product that I think compares and you can choose. I think I've decided now that I'm going to stick with drugstore and low-end products. Some of them are just doing amazing things. You've got to know wisely what to choose. Some lines are better than others, and I just want to share with you the ones I've picked out. Now, also, all the products I mentioned today are in the under the video. There's it says see more. There's just two words, see more. If you click on that, it will take you to a description of the video, and in there I'll list all the products that I'm using today, because I know it's difficult when I'm talking to take a note of everything. So just relax and have a look, and then all the descriptions and links will be in the description area underneath this video. Okay, so I've got nothing on my skin at the moment. Actually, that's not true. I did put some serum on. I put some hyaluronic acid serum on my face, and it's actually a Catrice product. There's a lot of people doing primers and serums, and that one I chose. I don't have it with me, but I'll put the link. It's just a very clear serum for your face. And I normally don't wear a primer with foundation, but I wanted to show you a couple of things just to give you some ideas. The Catrice is one of the lines I'm going to talk about quite a bit. Catrice, Catrice, and also Essence and a few others. But Catrice has, in my opinion, one of the best primers ever. It's Prime and Fine. They keep changing the packaging, but it's a really nice one. So I'm going to pop on just a bit of the primer. It's very sheer, but it goes on the face beautifully, and I'll just gives you a little bit of a foundation to work with. And especially in the winter months when it's a bit dry, you might want a bit of primer just to set your face and give it a palette for everything else to work with. Now, there's lots of other primers that can cost you 10 times as much as this. This is about $3. And I love it. Another thing you can do, one of my favorite bloggers is Wayne Goss, and he talks about putting a luminous primer on, or a luminous highlighter. And this one by Essence is called Liquid Highlighter, but it's just a very fine liquid glow product. And that's another one to consider, another $3 purchase. Now, I'm going to do my foundation first. I always start with that. Other people start with their eyes or brows, but I'm going to go with foundation first. And I'm going to show you a foundation that I have used so often since it was purchased for me, because it's in the States. I could not get it in Switzerland. One of our 60andMe women sent me some of this beautiful foundation from the dollar store, Dollar General. It's called Believe, and I've watched so many videos on this product. from bloggers who just didn't believe how good it could be. And so I put this up as $5 against something like the one I use and I love, a Milani product. This is a $20, $25 product. This is $5. And in my opinion, it gives me a great coverage. So I'm going to start with foundation and I'm going to apply it with my Tati. It's a beautiful, I'm sorry, Blendiful. I keep calling it beautiful because it is beautiful, but it's Blendiful. And it's by Tati, who is a blogger I really like. It's the old powder puff way of applying makeup and including foundation. So let's get started with foundation. I'm going to put a couple of squirts on the back of my hand. It's not super creamy run. It's a bit runny, but it goes on beautifully. So let's apply our Believe foundation. And honestly, people who have used this foundation say, I don't know what they put in this, but they could be putting like, one of my really high-end products in a bottle. It's amazing. And it's one of those buildable foundations that you can put on and just come and kind of keep building. And I will apply it. And this Blendiful, by the way, is great. You can just find a corner of it and use that for this part of the application. Okay. This is always the part that takes the longest time, but it's important. Foundation for me is like the most important part of the makeup process. And as long as you can get that on nice and even and on your lips as well. And I'll put some on my forehead. I love this foundation. It's really, for me, perfect. This is I think it's called light beige, and it's good coverage. You can build this up to pretty much full coverage, and I'm going to put a little bit more on because I want I'm going to put some blush on that will require that. So let me just put a bit more on my fingers here, and just build it up gently. Isn't that nice? I mean, it's really, for the price, I think it's a great product. So I will try to do this. And also the Blendiful is a great product to apply foundation with. It's got the ability to kind of press it into your skin. And those lines that, you get when you're a little older, they just need to be treated with love. And that's our strategy here. Nothing's going to take away the wrinkles, fine lines. They can promise all they want, but they're not going to. Okay, I'm just going to take a look in the mirror to make sure I blended this properly. I'm looking into my phone to do this, so it's one of those. Make sure it's okay. Okay, let's have a quick look here. I know you guys always notice things I don't notice, so I have to be careful and try. And I don't really want to do too much of a heavy look, but this matches for me what the Milani accomplishes, and as I said, it's like a quarter of the price. And I'll just do a little bit above my eyebrows. My eyebrows are going to be the next thing I do. Okay, I think that's a good foundation to start with. And I'm happy with this look. It's a budget line and, fantastic. Okay, eyebrows. I use lots of different things. As you know, I've chatted about my eyebrows over the years because they don't match and they're losing texture and turning gray and all those things that happen as you get a little older. And I have chosen the Essence product, which is called Make Me Brow. And it's a mascara brush, very similar to the other one that I use, which is 3 times the price. This is the Maybelline Tattoo Brow, which is at the side, Tattoo Brow. But again, it's one that's a little bit more expensive. This is less than $5. So I'm going to put this on my eyebrows. And I like the mascara ones. It's got a very small brush, and it just works perfectly. And again, it's a drugstore product that I really love. So here we go. I'm going to, and it's got a smaller brush than the Maybelline product, but for me, just brush it up like this and then across. Can you see what I'm doing there? And eyebrows for me don't have to be like super dramatic. I know a lot of people are doing amazing things with brows, and the younger women who've got that thickness and voluminous eyebrows. But for me, it's just making them kind of frame the face. So here, the other side. And this is a pretty nice product, I think, for what it is. It's got a nice grip, and it gives you that shape that you need and a little bit of texture. it's got sort of fibers in it. It's very similar to other similar products, and I love this one a lot. Okay, so that's about all I'm really going to do with my eyebrows. So the next thing I'm going to work on is, I don't have any order for this. I'm going to do blush, because I love blush. I've got lots of different blushes that I really enjoy, but what I've chosen today is one that is a Catrice product, again, about $5-6, and it's called Luminescence. And it's a new one. It says Highlight and Blush Glow Palette. So they do a lot of nice palettes for Catrice. And again, that's nice if you don't want to buy a separate highlighter or bronzer. You can buy one in a set together. There's a second one in this series, which is a bronzer. But it's a very pretty coral peach, and then two highlighters. So I think you'll like how this looks. It's very natural, and I love peach colors anyway. So I'm going to just place it now. Remember that thing you always are told to do, which is to smile when you do your blush? Well, it's great when you're smiling, but when you're not smiling, don't put it so low that it disappears. So I'm going to take a little bit of this beautiful coral color and dab it on. Now, I will use the Blendiful. I'll do that because you can use it in multiple different ways. Just take a different corner. And then just dab that into the cheek. And, just go up a little bit above the smile line there. And again, I love how you can pat this in. It's really, really nice. See how it gives a bit of a glow already without even having any of the highlighter? Okay, a bit more there. And I'm going to bring this up a little bit, almost to my ear. I can see that there's a little bit more on that side. I really like this color. It's springy. I'm looking forward to warmer weather. I don't know about you, but let's see what that looks like. And that's without any highlighter. That's just the glow of the cheek product. And that's Catrice palette. It's very reasonably priced, and yeah, I think that's great. Okay. And we're going to tone this down with a bit of powder at the end, but right now that's going to be fine. Okay, so that's the palette Luminescence from Catrice. Then I was going to say I compare that to one of my Milani products, which are 3 times as expensive. Love Milani, but again, just to show you the comparisons, what you can get with a less expensive drugstore look. And now let's do eyes. Now I don't wear concealer very much around the bottom of my eyes. I've kind of given up on that. I don't think it's really worth it. If it's good to cover dark circles, but if you're trying to use it to get rid of wrinkles or to hide wrinkles, it isn't going to work. So I think that the best thing to do here is just to use it in different ways, just around the edges and then on the top as a primer for your eyes. Now I'm using the Maybelline, it's the Age Erase. I took the label off and then it disappeared, but it's the Age Erase. It's probably, I think it's the #1 best-selling concealer product in Switzerland, and probably in the States too. It's got a kind of a dough tip to it. This one is, I think this is called Sand, and it's got an applicator which is really easy to use, and I sometimes dab it on my fingers, but I'm going to just put it on my eyes as a primer and then up under my eyes. It's got a nice color. It's got a kind of a warm undertone of it. It's like a peachy color, but I think that's a nice tone as a base for eyeshadow. And then the side, oops. And again, it's a little tricky to see how this is applying on with my phone, but you get the idea. And so it's a primer for eyeshadow. Make sure you get into that little piece in the middle too. And I have this challenge with black spots, or it's just shadow really. It's just my eyes are starting to indent a bit, and so I always make sure that I press it into that center part as well. Okay, just to check on my mirror to make sure I've got it even. Let's have a look. Oh, I think there's a teeny bit more on this side here at least. Okay, well, you get the idea. And of course, I try to do this quickly so it's not taking too much time, but you can always blend. That's kind of the secret to all kinds of eye products. Okay, so that's the palette or the foundation for my eyeshadow. And I will take a little bit of this and put it on the edge of my eye here. I wouldn't go too much underneath. It's just a little bit on the edge to give those little lines there some hide with the shadows. And always put your concealer, if you have got bags under your eyes, dark circles, lower where the shadow is, not up right under your eye. Okay, now I'm really excited to show you the eyeshadows because this palette from Catrice is outstanding. Oh, by the way, the concealer I would use that's high end is the NARS. And that is about 3 times as much money. And it's a lovely concealer, no doubt about it. But this Maybelline product, I think is great. I think it's Maybelline. I hope it's not Max Factor. I get those two mixed up, but I'll put the details below. Now, the shadow. Okay, this palette, I just fell in love with this palette. You know, as I mentioned before, I had tried Tati's beautiful palette of eyeshadows, and it was about $40. But I came across this one by Catrice. It's called Next Generation Nudes. And it's amazing. The colors in this palette are just breathtaking. And I'll show you the whole palette there if I can get it up without the mirror. There we go. Can you see those colors? And there's a combination of mattes and beautiful sparkles. And they're not glitter. They're just kind of glowy. And I'm going to use this one as the base. I'm going to use this for the kind of the dividing line and also for the shadow. And then I'm going to use a combination of some of the sparkly ones just to show you what you can do with this palette. It's unbelievable. And I'm going to use the my brush. If I have a brush, where's my brush? For the eyeshadow application. Take this one. It's called Basic as the base. And I'll bring that right up under my eyebrow. That's just your base color, very, very light and beautiful. And every palette has got this one, this base color in it, and it's just important, I think, for me, to just put it on as a first step. Okay, now this pink color here, with this one here at the bottom, is so beautiful. It's called Beauty, and I'm going to use that to sort of highlight the crease between my eyelid and the brow bone there. And then I'm going to spread it onto the eye itself. But again, with these eyeshadows, the pigment is wonderful. And you just have to kind of blend it in just gently and keep blending. Bring it a little on the other side. Just on that kind of line between the brow bone and your eye. I'm going to use my mirror here because I just want to make sure I'm getting this straight. I need a little bit more. Okay, that's darker. You can see now how that's applying. Sometimes it's very true. The colors are so beautiful in this palette. Let me try the other side here. Okay. I think what I'm going to do actually is pick up a little bit of the brown, which is called Instinct, and just darken that a little bit. And so there's more of a defining line. You see, isn't that pretty? Okay, let's go to the other side. Okay, and that just, sort of, even if you've got hooded eyes, it's kind of a nice way to just separate the lid from the rest of the eye. It gives you a little bit more definition. Okay, so I'm going to go back to that Beauty now and put that over my eyelid. Okay. It's really a nice color. It's not purple, it's not pink, and it's not brown. It's just something in between, which I think is really, really lovely. Okay, so that's, I think, a good start. There is actually, in this palette, a darker pink called Love, which is nice too. I might just put a little bit at the corners, at the edge of the eye. Just there, not all the way across, just there. Okay, now the sparkles. Well, as the sparkle, it's just sort of shine. This one here that I love is called Passionate. It's next to the pink, next to Beauty. And I'm going to place this on. I think I'm going to use my fingers here. This always works better for me. So I'm going to place this on. And you wait till you see the transformation. It's just so pretty. And I don't think that it's too much glitter for an older woman. I just think it's fine as long as you feel good and it's just your style and reflects your personality. No problem. Just go for it. So that's the beautiful pink shimmer. Do you like it? I think it's just amazing. I really, really love it. And I would wear this out in the day. Look at even here. if that isn't enough for you, if that one isn't enough, I would go in with either it's bold or passionate, I think it's called. No, provocative. Let's do provocative. Let's be provocative today, and just put it on the center there. Okay. This reminds me of the Tati palette just because it's got that kind of ability to layer and just make it glow. I really, really love this. Okay, I'm going to put a little more of that provocative on there. You can play with this forever. It's just so fun. And I just think that's perfect for a day look too. I don't think we have to worry about shimmer at all, personally. Okay, that's my attempt at sparkly eyes today. Okay, so I really love that. Now, mascara, of course, my favorite, and I would be remiss to not mention it, is the L'Oreal Voluminous Paradise. I would wear this every day of my life. I love it. It's beautiful. It's about $25. So I hunted for one that was a little bit less expensive, and I found Essence has got a whole line. They must have 20 different mascaras, and this one I thought was really good. It's been recommended. I read other bloggers' reviews, and it's called the Get Big Lashes Volume Boost. And there's lots that are volume focused, some are, for definition, but this one I think is great for volume. And I'm going to just wipe the edge because it's a brand new one, this, and it's very wet. So I'm going to place this over my beautiful passionate eyes and see what happens. And just go down to the base and up. This is actually, given the price, which I think was about $4, it's a really nice mascara, and you don't need to worry about it clumping. It doesn't clump, at least not when I've used it. So I'm going to try the other side. I really like that pink eyeshadow. Okay, let's keep going. And usually if you do one coat and just let it have a second to dry, and then just go back in and one more time. So I think for under $5 for mascara, this is actually lovely. And you don't have to compromise really on quality and price anymore. You can just shop carefully and find, these real treasures. Okay, and I haven't put any eyeliner or anything on today, and I very rarely put anything on the bottom lashes, so I'm not going to do that. Okay, finally, this has been a longer video because I wanted to share the kind of comparisons. I'm going to do lips. Okay, I have my favorite Huda lipstick it's like a matte lip gloss, but it's got lots of pigment, and I love it, and I've used it just about every video I've ever done. I put this on as a base, and I use my Becca lip liner, which again is about $20. Beautiful, beautiful product, but Catrice does a great lip liner as well, and I'm going to try to put that on. Okay, here we go. And it's got that same nice creamy texture, and this one I think is called, name of it now. I'll put it in the below, but it's a brown nude color. Okay. And you can go a little over your lip line. Taking more time than I normally do with lips. I just love this particular, it feels really good when you're applying it. Okay. Now, that's the liner just by itself, but this gloss that I found by Catrice, at first I thought, matte, they call it a generation matte, lots of different colors, and it comes in a similar kind of package. In fact, the colors are so similar here. I'll show you, maybe a swatch. But if you put this on, I expected it to get dry when I applied it. Doesn't happen. It's really, really creamy, and it dries to a matte, but not overly dry, which has always been my challenge with matte lipsticks. But watch this color. Isn't that amazing? Oh, I love this color. And you can see it's actually got texture to it, like it's a gloss, but a matte gloss. have to go carefully because it's wet. But I absolutely love this. It feels so good. Okay, what do you think? I really, really love it. I think of all the products I've showed you, besides the pinky eyeshadow, that beautiful Next Generation palette, this is my favorite product. I just love it. I'm going to go back and get some other colors. They have a whole range of them, but I just thought this was so, so beautiful. I'm just going to show you, if I can, on my fingers, on my hand. That one that I just placed on my lips, that was about $5, $6. And then the Huda product, which I'll put next to it. And you tell me if you can see the difference. Try to get the same amount. Okay. Very similar, yeah? This is the Huda, this is the Catrice. But when you put it on, I can hardly tell the difference. And in fact, I like this one a little better because it's got a bit more movement to it. It's not so stiff. The Huda one is very much a paint product, but it works effectively. But don't you like this? I think this is a really lovely look. It's a look for the daytime. The highlighter, I think, makes your lips, your cheeks shine. Your lips are made lips feel great, very moisturized, hydrated, and the eyes, I just adore it. So I hope that you've enjoyed. I'm just making sure I always do these videos and then I look at the end and there's something smudgy that I didn't notice, or I think it's okay. So anyway, I hope that you've enjoyed this look at drugstore affordable products as compared to things that are a little more expensive, but the great look that you can get by just putting a bit of effort into finding the right products and using them with love, and just taking care of yourself, just knowing that you're beautiful, and the products help to enhance, but that's certainly not all there is to getting a little older. Thank you so much for being here, everybody. I hope that you've enjoyed this. If you've got any products that you love from the drugstore, let us know. Let's share your discoveries. There's a lot there to be explored. So have a wonderful day, everybody. Take very good care, and we'll talk again soon. Bye-bye for now.